Hello everyone and welcome to the first ever episode of the Calcio Show, your home of Italian football. I'm Alfredo and I'm joined by my incredible co-host, Mr. JFTV himself. Luca, how are we doing?
I'm doing very well, man. I'm excited. I cannot wait to bring you guys this podcast. We've had it in the works for a while now, haven't we, Alfredo?
We have. I mean, how long has it been? I mean, we've known each other for about 3 years now?
Yeah, it's been, I'd say we've spoken about this probably since 2023.
Yeah. And for some reason or another, we just haven't been able to make it happen.
But now fate is here and we're going to bring you Italian football, European football, loads of different things. And of course, we want you to interact. Let us know what kind of concepts you want. So make sure you comment that down below. And yeah, I cannot wait, man.
And what better place to have our own little studio, but in Wembley, London, which is incidentally the last time we saw an Italy team play well, actually.
Yeah, very good memories. Very good memories. Now, not so much, but I'm sure we'll tap into all this sort of content as the months go by, as the Italy games go by, hopefully more so. And of course, we can't dispute the fact that we're both big Juventus fans, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. We are indeed, probably for our sins at the moment. Had a lot of good times, but at the moment it's been quite dour, hasn't it?
It hasn't been the best moments in the last few years, but there's no doubt in my mind we will once return again to the top of Italian football. However, boys, of course we're Juventus fans. My Napoli friend across the table with him, Matthew's off camera. You'll see him soon on the podcast. He's a Napoli fan. He's a joker. Ignore him. His opinion doesn't matter. No, I'm joking. He knows a lot about football. You guys will see him. But as I said, boys, this isn't just the Juventus podcast. Of course, we're Juventus fans, but this is Italian football. We'll be bringing you loads of Serie A coverage. We're going to talk about past stuff, present stuff. We're going to talk about European football in general. So we're going to bring a bunch of different hosts on, a bunch of different guests, maybe some footballers. We got the connections, boys. Maybe
there's connections. Okay, start off our intro episode, our first ever episode, a huge landmark. Luca, tell the audience who don't already know, as if they don't, but tell them anyway who you are, what you do, and your kind of background and upbringing into Italian football.
So if you guys haven't seen me already, I'm a massive Juventus fan. I run 2 TikTok accounts, JFTV Luca, where I just talk about football in general, and Juventus Fan TV, which is my main account. Speak about Juventus, share my love for the club, for Italian football as well. I feel like me and Alfredo were 2 of the first guys to really get onto the UK TikTok scene talking about Italian football. And I think you guys have interacted really well over the past few years, showing us a lot of love, which we're eternally grateful for, because we wouldn't be in this position bringing you a podcast if not. So we're very, very grateful to be in this position. We're excited for the future. But yeah, massive Juventus fan for one only reason. My dad's a Juventus fan, so I had no other choice. I mean, it kind of runs in the family, as I'm sure it does for Alfredo.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, touching on the content thing, I remember I started getting into content because, I was watching you beat up a little Barbie doll, Nedved, in your garden with a cricket bat, and beat up PCs and all manner of stuff, moaning about Juventus. And again, like you mentioned, there wasn't a lot of kind of like UK-based Italian football creators really necessarily.
No, not at all.
Certainly not on TikTok anyway. So yeah, that kind of encouraged me to get into it. And I'm, again, like I've told you before, like I'm massively grateful to you for giving me that inspiration, despite being obviously a couple of years my younger.
I know, but you guys, we're not old. You guys call me uncle all the time.
Still young'uns. But yeah, even from that, man, some of the opportunities we've both been able to have been incredible from it. And yeah, I'm a Juventus fan just like you. My brother is a huge Juventus fan. One of my earliest memories was I was probably about a 3 or 4 year old kid, and my mum had bought my brother Romano a Juventus jumper, Juventus shirt, shorts for his birthday, and I was devastated. I was crying. I couldn't believe it. I was so devastated that he had all this stuff and I didn't. But yeah, since I was a kid, Del Piero, Nedved, Buffon for me was like, as a kid, like.
But that's what I was going to ask you. Who is your favourite footballer ever? Yeah, we're talking. You know what? We'll do 2. We'll do Serie A,
okay,
Juventus related, and then non-Serie A.
My favourite footballer ever is not even. It's not even like a kind of competition.
It's not even close.
Not even close. Andrea Pirlo is my favourite player of all time, without a doubt. He was just a genius. I don't think there's another word that can kind of encapsulate Pirlo as well as genius. I remember I used to watch him and laugh. Like he'd do so, and for someone who was just not agile, physically, almost like his physical ability kind of held him back, but his brain
technically
his brain was just another level. And he'd just drop his shoulder and like 3 players would go that way and he'd go the other way. I just laugh.
All right.
It was just silly.
I know how much you love Pirlo, Alfie, but give me one that's non-Serie A related. Someone that maybe might have played in the league, but maybe wasn't as like best known for playing in the league.
Probably Iniesta. Iniesta again was just, or Busquets. I know Busquets.
Very good
Like,
midfield.
I've got a bit of a type with like holding midfielders, and
I think we know what position you played
Yeah.
when you were younger, man.
But yeah, probably Busquets or Iniesta. And you, your favourite Juventus, or I mean, it's going to be a Juventus player. I know that. Well, actually, okay. Let's do your favourite Juventus player, and then your favourite non-Juventus player.
My favourite Juventus player of all time is between two, really. It's between Paulo Dybala and Paul Pogba. I mean, I grew up in the 2010s, so it can only be those two. People have asked me, what about Del Piero? But I only saw the end of his career. I didn't get to see the best years of Del Piero. So that's the only reason why he is the best Juventus player of all time. We all know this. But he's not my favourite personally. I have an emotional attachment to Paulo Dybala, so he's my favourite Juventus player of all time. But guys that know me know that my favourite footballer ever is not even a Juventus player. I know it sounds crazy, but who is it, Alfie?
Neymar Jr. Neymar Jr.
It is Neymar himself. He's my favourite player ever, man. I just grew up on his montages on YouTube. Loved the guy, wanted to play like the guy. So I always hoped one day maybe he would come to Juventus. Unfortunately, never did, but I loved the guy so much. But actually, let me touch upon something. You said earlier we've had some wonderful opportunities, and we have.
Yeah.
And we're only in this position because of you guys, as I said before. But let me ask you this, Alfie. What has been like a pinch yourself moment? Something that, like, I don't know, the most surreal moment in your content creation, resume, content creation life, almost up until now, of course.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I'm very lucky to have had I've had a few. I guess like the first big one that comes to mind was my first ever interview.
Who was that with?
That was with Jude Bellingham in Madrid.
Wait, hold on, pause this. Sorry. Who?
Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham.
Well, I think the mic's. What? I think. Who?
Jude Bellingham last year in February. Like during
Fairs, man, fairs.
Yeah, that was absolutely surreal, because I obviously, like, I'd come from, before I got the job I did through content. You know, if I'd never started doing that, I wouldn't be doing the things I'm doing now. And from working in my mum and dad's tile shop like 2 years prior, in fact not even 6 months prior, I was working in my mum and dad's tile shop, and then I'm in Madrid doing my first ever interview with Jude Bellingham, who at the time was like,
it's not a bad first player, is it?
And yeah, like it was actually a room like this. It was tiny, super small. His mum was in there, his agent. He had 2 or 3 agents in there. My bosses were all in there. So I was like, shut the fucking up, don't fuck this up. But that was surreal. And then meeting Chiellini as well. Chiellini was.
How nice was Chiellini? Because everyone says how much of a gentleman he is, how truly like down to earth, humble, humane he is. Tell me about that. Tell me about that interaction.
I couldn't. Like, I was actually a bit worried before, because obviously he was a hero of mine. I'd watched him growing up, and one of my favourite players of all time. So I was actually a bit worried, because I was like, I had this idea of him in my head, and I was like, oh, just please don't be a dick. Like, please just be nice. And he was genuinely, out of all the people I've been lucky enough to meet, he is one of the nicest men I've ever met in my life. And he really made you feel like he wanted to be there, like really cared. Like, he really took an interest in what we were doing. He made sure to like shake everyone's hand when he got in, when he left, ask questions about you. Yeah, he was amazing.
That's incredible.
Honestly,
incredible.
It was amazing. What about you?
What, like the most surreal moment?
Yeah, what's been like since you started? I mean, what was the date you actually? Do you remember making your first TikTok?
Yeah, I remember what my first TikTok actually was.
What was it?
My first ever TikTok was an edit on a Juventus player, and I'm gonna give you a guess on who it is to make it more interesting. I don't know. Actually, real OGs might remember. In the comments, let me know if you know what the answer is. I'm sure. Don't skip, don't cheat, but let me know. I'm gonna give you a clue. It was in the 2020-21 season. So my first ever video was like end of January, start of February 2021, and it was a Juventus player in that season.
So he was playing during that season. Was he a forward?
No.
He wasn't. A midfielder?
I'm not going to give any... I need you to throw a name. Then I'm going to give the mic to Matthew to see if he can guess it as well, but...
I don't know. Would it have been Bonucci or Chiellini?
You're close in terms of, like, the position. It was a defender.
Barzagli?
No, I know.
No, it wasn't Barzagli. Let me give it to Matthew. Let me see if he can get it.
I know it's Delete. Is it Delete?
He's closest so far, but no.
Demiral?
No, it was Danilo.
Oh.
Danilo.
Danilo.
Danilo goal against I don't know the team it was against, but it was like, I still remember the song I had. I still remember, like, I changed the colouring of the video. I thought it was the coldest edit in the world. It was the deadest edit. And I remember it got 500 views overnight. I told myself, if this gets less than 100 views overnight, I'm never posting on TikTok. And it got 500 views. So thanks to Danilo, who I met as well in America. I was so gassed. He took a selfie. Like, I took a selfie with him. He was super, super nice, which was really nice. Thanks to Danilo, I'm in this position. So if Danilo's edit didn't get over 100 views, shout out Danilo every time. That's crazy.
We'll pull that clip up as well. We'll pull that clip up for this.
But yeah, no, my
shout out Danny, man.
my most surreal moment. There's been a few, to be fair. I probably, like, any time people show me love, whether that be in like DMs or in person, any of you guys that just say that you like my content, it means the world to me, because I do it for you guys. I do it not only, I enjoy it, of course, but I do it because I want to create content that you guys want to watch. That was like my thought process. I was going into TikTok. I was like, I want to make videos that other people enjoy watching. So anytime I get love from anyone, really, whether that be in real life and DMs, it means so much to me, because it just pushes me to create more content. And probably just like working with Juventus for the first time was a super surreal moment, or getting invited to the game for the first time. I would say, actually, you know what, collaborating on a video for the first time was a TikTok video we did around the Villa game. I did an interview, and seeing my face on Juventus TikTok, that was like, that was so surreal.
That was insane. I remember when that happened, because I was at the game as well that day.
Yeah.
And I remember you say, because I don't think you told me what you were doing until after you'd actually done it. After you'd actually recorded it.
Bro, yeah, I was like, in my head, I was like, I don't want to tell people, just because, in case.
Yeah.
And it's actually quite a funny story. I don't know, I'm not going to say it, but there was a chance that video wasn't going to get posted. So that's why I didn't want to tell anyone.
That was insane. I mean, that must, again, like, for you growing up, to be able to work and collaborate with your favourite club, the club that means so much to you, simply because you sat in your room, pressed a red button, and started talking to a camera, is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it was mental. That's by far and away, like, that was my ultimate goal as well when starting TikTok. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that. Moving on now, Alfie.
Yo.
Chat to me, man. Italy game's coming up. Confident? Not so confident?
I can't see any reason why, following the Italian national team, you would be confident at this moment in time. If I'm being, like, brutally honest, I think there is a handful of talented Italian players. A couple you could maybe argue at the very most are world class. The forward line, though, if we're being brutal, that forward line is not.
It's not the best. It's really not the best, boys. I mean, looking at the initial call-up sheet from Gattuso, I was thinking it would be a massive jump compared to Spalletti's. I wasn't a fan of Spalletti's. He wasn't really calling up Orsolini. It seemed like there was almost like a personal vendetta there. But I was hoping to see Chiesa there. I mean, I get Chiesa's not playing week in, week out for Liverpool, but he scored on the opening game, the winner, actually, against Bournemouth, a massive, massive goal. But you need to give Chiesa the opportunity, in my opinion. He's a game winner. He's dynamic. He's very quick. He's done it at the biggest level for Italy at the Euros in 2021. He's a massive factor in why we even won that. And of course, they're two different players, Chiesa in 2021 before his ACL tear and Chiesa today. But I think it would give so much confidence, not only to the fans, but also to the team, having someone like Chiesa who's, let's be real, he's well established in the dressing room. He's well respected by not only the legends of Italian football, but the rest of his teammates. So not seeing Chiesa there, seeing Daniele Maldini there, it was a bit like, I didn't really understand it personally, but I'm hoping we can pick up some points. I'm hoping we can go into the final games, especially when we play Norway, which is going to be massive, with some confidence, with some momentum, because we need to get to this World Cup, man.
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope there's going to be a bounce back. Again, like I mentioned earlier, just because there's a new manager and Gattuso will lift this team. His track record has been patchy, but if nothing else, tactically, he's not fantastic, but he can get his players rolled up and he can get his players playing for him. So yeah, I mean, these two games should be fairly straightforward, even without a forward line that is particularly spectacular. But then I think the fact that we're talking about Chiesa, because like you mentioned, Chiesa, let's be honest, Chiesa now is not the player that we kind of fell in love with 5 or 6 years ago. And the fact that we are so desperate for Chiesa to come back, who is ultimately not playing week in, week out, I think shows the level of forwards that Italy currently have.
Unfortunately, I agree with you, man. It's gone to the point where, you know that quote from Spider-Man No Way Home? Bro, why are you laughing, bro?
You're gonna go.
Guys, let me cook right now.
Let him land.
It was something inspirational. Bro starts laughing. It was like MJ when she was like, expect disappointment, you can never be disappointed.
That's absolutely true.
So it was more like, I don't know, going into these sort of friendlies, it's very forlorn, the environment right now for us Italian national team fans. It's not good vibes. There's a lot of pressure, man. There's so much pressure on the manager, the coach, the boys, the players, the fans, the bro, everything, even the government. Like honestly, the whole nation of Italy right now are under so much pressure to qualify for this World Cup, and it's ludicrous to think that we didn't qualify for the last two. Going 3 for 3 would be, I think, the most embarrassing, probably the most embarrassing thing in football history.
Yeah, it would be horrendous. It would be absolutely horrendous. But we're talking about it. I think it's quite likely. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Italy do not qualify.
That's the worst thing.
That is awful.
Man, I know. Imagine like what our grandparents, you know, even our dads. Like, I've spoken to my dad so much about this. He thinks this is like a crisis. This is a world level crisis. You know, in like movies when like Avengers level threat. This is an Avenger. This is an Italian country level threat, bro. Not qualifying for the World Cup. And bro, I don't know about you, Alfie, but I'm getting cooked in my comment section. Anytime Italy play, bro, I'm getting cooked with how bad the team is, the squad selection, everything, man.
Yeah, but I don't think it is what it is. Rightfully so. Like, how can you be a country who have consistently produced some of the best players in the world for so many years and then go through a drought like Italy have? Certainly, I mean, we've had some great defenders and midfielders over the last 15, 20 years, but how many world-class forwards have Italy produced in the last 15 years?
That's a great question.
Like, genuinely.
In terms of like players that have played or actually like come through the academy?
An Italian player who's played for the national team who, in the last 15 to 20 years, well, what are we, 2025 now? So that would be...
So 2010, from the 2010 World Cup.
2010 onwards, a world-class forward that Italy have produced.
You know, I would say...
I think there's one.
Balotelli.
Matthew said Balotelli off cam. He said Cassano, if you guys can't hear. I actually think none. I think none because I look at Balotelli, right, and I think even if you were to nominate his prime, which was the 2012 period when he won the league with Manchester City, got the assist, of course, to the Aguero goal, was incredible in the Euros, scoring a brace against Germany. Our main man, let's be real. I mean, there was Pirlo, Buffon, there were so many legends, but I think from an outsider perspective, you're looking at Balotelli to almost win the trophy for us. I don't think he was world-class, though, at his best. Like, he had the capabilities to go on and become a world-class striker. He definitely didn't fulfill his potential. Cassano had world-class abilities as well, but he wasn't consistent enough. He didn't drop numbers that were world-class enough. I actually think the highest peak was, I think, Chiesa. Right before his ACL tear, because he was... Bro, that mic don't work.
I don't want to hear Immobile. I don't want to hear Immobile's name.
Bro, that mic's not on. We're already clip farming in the first... Hold on. Let me pass him this mic.
Yeah, go on, say it.
What about Immobile, Insigne, and that trip we had to Wembley when we played those three attackers?
I think
very good team, and they're not the best for the national team, but for their teams they're very good. Like Immobile, he had 2 or 3 seasons where he was super good, like scoring the top goals in the Serie A.
I think that's a good point. Immobile was like European Golden Boot win in 2020. I mean, the pens, 15 pens, but that's the thing. For me, watching Immobile, like, I struggled to name 5 goals Immobile scored in his career. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's one of those players where, like, the numbers were ridiculous season upon season, but he's not a world-class striker. I don't know. He wasn't a difference maker for me. Especially, no, even for the national team. I think Insigne was quality for Napoli. I don't think Insigne was ever world-class in the sense that he was one of the best wingers in the world at one point. And I think Chiesa was the closest. I think before his ACL tear, he was widely regarded as one of the best, most promising young players in the world. His market value was like 100 million. Chelsea wanted him. City wanted him. There were big links to big clubs. And that ACL tear away at Roma kind of just ruined everything. But I think he's the closest thing we've had to a world-class attacker. Defenders, we've had loads. Midfielders also, but... What do you think, man?
Forwards, no, absolutely. I don't think we've had one world-class forward in the last 15 years. The closest, again, you could say if Balotelli had a brain off of the pitch, it could have been him. But yeah, Chiesa's peak probably. Immobile was always fantastic in Serie A. You know, he'd score hat tricks against Lecce here and there, stat pad against lower league teams.
But he wasn't that's the thing. He wasn't world.
But no,
you never had him on
no.
in the same conversation as a Lewandowski, a Suarez, a Kane, an Aguero, a Higuain in the league, like those kind of players. Icardi even.
And he was poor for the national team. Even the goals he scored at the Euros when we won it, he scored goals when the game was already done.
Bro, like the quality in this Italian team isn't great, but the quality is good enough to qualify for the World Cup. That's the problem that people aren't understanding. The team is good enough to qualify for the World Cup. I'm not saying even if we qualify today, it was guaranteed. I'm sure we'd have this discussion. Who are your top 5 favourites? No, we're not saying Italy. We're not even going to insinuate Italy are there. But the fact that we're having this discussion, can they even participate in the World Cup? By the way, with more teams than ever in the World Cup, this is the first World Cup with, how many teams are in there? I don't know. We have to VAR check it. But I know it's the first World Cup, I'm pretty sure, with more teams. The groups are bigger.
What can you do if you don't qualify in a group against Norway? But even if you look at that Norway side, I mean, whatever people say about Norway, Norway's attacking talent is... They've got Haaland, Soroth, Odegaard, and Nusa in the final third of the pitch.
It's not better than ours. Like, I mean,
really?
Yeah, no. The attack is better, but the whole team I don't think is better.
No, 100%. But their forward line is a lot more dangerous.
Oh yeah. The forward line for sure. Yeah, I misheard.
That was shown in that game when they absolutely took us apart.
I know, but that's the difference. When you have even now, we look at the whole team. There's not many world beaters in there. I mean,
changers.
Game changers, exactly. I mean, Norway have an Odegaard who can unlock a game. They have a Soroth who's very, very consistent. They have a Haaland who is, let's be honest, an elite level striker. If not,
that winger was fantastic.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't have that.
We don't have anyone like that. Even Orsolini, like he's a good player for Bologna. Zaccagni, he's a good player for Lazio. He scored that great goal at the Euros, obviously. But these aren't players who are playing at a world-class level. They're not playing at the top level for the top teams and consistently changing games week in, week out. And that's what Italy lack. And that's why when we come up against a lot of these teams who are smaller, who sit back, and these teams now, these smaller European teams they're organised, they have a lot of players who are playing in and around Europe in good leagues. And all they have to do is be fairly organised, and we don't have the forwards to break them down.
So who should we play up front?
I think we should put Luca up front.
Bro set me up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Lorenzo Luca Mafia said.
Play direct and put Luca up front. I wouldn't mind.
He didn't even get called up.
No.
Anyway, moving on now. What else do we have on the old sheet?
So, I mean, we're pretty much there. We don't want to delve into too much with Serie A and Italian football. I know we've gone on a bit of a rant there. But, you know, this is only an intro episode, and we kind of just want to hear from the guys watching, listening, if there is anyone watching, listening, of course.
Hopefully. Come on, boys. Come on, show some love.
Yeah. But yeah, we want to hear from you guys as well. We want to hear from you, you know, what hot takes do you have about Serie A or Italian football or the current state of Italian football? Is there anything in particular you would like me and Luca to discuss? Or, you know, what else, Luca?
Yeah, let us know in the comments what kind of topics you want. We're going to have roundtable discussions, boys. Obviously, right now there is me and Alfredo here, but we're going to get friends on, like my friend Matthew off camera, who's a big Napoli fan. We're going to get UK content creators on. I'm not going to give too many clues.
Yeah.
A couple of SDS boys in there. Maybe some of the big hitters in the scene as well. Hopefully some ex-pros, some current pros. We're going to get a lot of different guys on. So we're going to be discussing current affairs in Italian football, roundups, that sort of stuff. We're going to be talking about, I don't know, combined 11s. We're going to do drafts. We're going to do those kind of videos. But let us know specifically if you have any, I don't know, maybe we could dive into history, talk about specific teams. Inter's treble winning team, Juventus' team in 96, the great AC Milan team in the 80s. We can do so many different things, but we want your help as well. Let us know what kind of videos you want to see. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you give us 5-star ratings on Spotify if you have enjoyed the inaugural episode, of course. Follow up all the social media accounts. We'll be on Instagram. We'll be on TikTok at the Calcio Pod. At the Calcio Show, sorry. Yeah, Calcio. We'll edit
First
this.
episode.
Yeah, we'll edit this in production. We'll be on social media. We're at the Calcio Show on every single platform. So make sure you show some love on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, Facebook, the whole lot. And yeah, man, it's been a great first episode. I can't wait to bring you more, boys. And that's a goodbye from me.
And we'll see you later.